and we all went up to the Marrow. Hey there, who is your man? It's Brendan Behan out walking, sure he's the ginger man. I found you up his ear hole, and he's shouting, Pog Mahone. Do you think you're bleeding mandrake? Why don't you write a poem? It's amazing what you see out walking these days. Taking the old daily constitutional can lead you into some rare areas of the so-called social condition. And there, but for the grace of God, got the whole lot of us. I was walking down a Dublin street one morning, before the sun had roused the breeze to shake the flags. I looked at all those people asleep in draughty doorways, keeping warm beneath old cast-off rags. Well, now's the time to look around and face the problems in our town. Now's the time to understand the need we've always known. Now's the time to face it. We fight for far-off places, yet we fail to wage a war unwanted home. I was strolling down a Dublin lane one evening, just as the dusk was casting shadows on the sea. And there I met an old man, he cried as I was leaving, spare 10 pence, son, for a cup of tea. I was travelling down through Dublin late one Friday. I watched the moon shine ghostly pale through crumbling halls, and children drinking cider along the public highway were scrawling grimy words on grimy walls. Now is the time to look around and face the problems in our town. Now is the time to understand the need we've always known. Now is the time to face it. We fight for far-off places, yet we fail to wage a war unwanted home. I was kneeling in a Dublin church one Sunday, and we heard the third world's problems in their scores. How can we help these people? We never can till one day we put right this second world of ours. Now is the time to look around and face the problems in our town. Now is the time to understand the need we've always known. Now is the time to face it. We fight for far-off places, yet we fail to wage a war unwanted home. There's a fella called the gunner McGee. He's 78 and as spry as a 2-year-old. Regarding rivers, he's a mine of useless information. Did you know, for instance, that the River Poddle flows under the Olympia Theatre and Dublin Castle? And did you know that the Tolka ends up in Portmarnock? Of course you didn't. Either did I. Well, his own favourite is the Dargle. When the sun it went down in old Dublin town, and the moon took me out for a gargle, in me old Sam Brown belt and a brimmer of felt, I'd go down by the banks of the Dargle. I was only a boy, and me gun was a toy, and how I grew up was a marvel. But history was made of the games that we played down by the old River Dargle. It's 1, 2, and 3, I'm the gunner McGee, and I live by me wits and the gargle. Yes, it's ain't no a 3, say a small glory be for McGee and the boys of the Dargle. When the rising went down in old Dublin town, there was none took me out for a gargle, and the men in the street, they just spit through their teeth at McGee and the boys of the Dargle. They could not understand all the fine things we planned. It made Lloyd George stand back and marvel, and they talked of their pride while James Connolly died for the dreams that we dreamed on the Dargle. It's 1, 2, and 3, I'm the gunner McGee, and I live by me wits and the gargle. Yes, it's ain't no a 3, say a small glory be for McGee and the boys of the Dargle. When the sun it goes down in old Dublin town, and the moon takes me out for a gargle. I go down by a drain full of rubbish and shame that once was the proud River Dargle. Sure, it's 1, 2 and 3, I'm the gunner McGee, no longer a threat, nor a marvel. Sure, what happened to me is the same thing, you see, as happened the proud River Dargle. It's 1, 2 and 3, I'm the gunner McGee, and I live by me wits and the gargle. Yes, it's ain't no a 3, say a small glory be for McGee and the boys of the Dargle.